What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now, today, we've got part 2 of the Virat-Rohit Saga. I reacted to the part 1 a few days ago, so if you're interested, definitely check that out before you come into this one. And a lot of people were saying, quickly react to the next part, but the next part only came out, I think, about like 20 hours ago or something like that. So we are here with part 2. And if you need something to lift your mood, because I'm recording this after, well, the day after India, the same day that India lost to Pakistan in the World Cup. So, you know, hopefully this can lift your mood and you can distract yourself from losing to Pakistan. Sorry for mentioning it again. But check it out!
Have you ever heard of the butterfly effect?
I have.
The idea that a butterfly flapping its wings may cause a typhoon somewhere.
Yeah.
How one small action can cause a series of changes that can alter the course of history.
Bro, that is cool.
In today's story, you can actually find that one action.
Oh.
One minuscule action that changed the course of Rohit Sharma's career. The decision of Ricky Ponting to not bat.
Wow.
But the story begins in 2013. Ricky Ponting, the surprise first-time captain of Mumbai Indians, has got off to the worst start in MI history. The aging captain, with a slump in form, is bearing the brunt of fans' anger.
Okay.
The pressure has reached to the point that come the 5th match, unsure of himself, he keeps on sending everyone ahead of him. 6 batsmen have played with Ponting's name missing from the scoreboard. And when they go on to lose the match, even after all this, Ponting has made his decision. The next day, he gives up the captaincy, which goes to the only player who has shown even a glimmer of form in the past few matches. But mostly because the rest of the team has been in even worse of a slump. The captaincy goes to Rohit Sharma.
Damn.
For someone who was even struggling to hold on to his position in the Indian team, this was nothing short of a miracle.
Yeah.
A miracle that was seen as a temporary arrangement till someone better comes along. And this, when compared to another player who also had become the captain that year itself, but had earned his captaincy through his sheer batting brilliance.
Yeah.
The captain of Royal Challengers Bangalore, Virat Kohli.
Woo!
Yes, both Rohit and Kohli had become the IPL captain in the same year.
Cool.
And that would be the only thing common between them, as far as IPL is concerned at least. That year, while RCB crashed at number 5, the dark horse of the dark horse had won the IPL, cementing his position as the captain, and later, with an amazing run in the Champions Cup, followed by a double century, cementing his position in the Indian team. This is where the pattern for the next 4 years was to be set.
Wow.
Let's start from the year 2014. Virat scored 1000 runs in ODI, won many Man of the Series awards, and went up to rank 1 in T20 rankings.
Wow.
While Rohit gets injured early in the year and then comes back to score a double century.
Woo!
The next year, Virat, now the captain of the test side, took his team to number 2 position, while also becoming the fastest batsman to score 1000 runs in T20. While Rohit got a hamstring injury in January and then casually comes back to win an IPL come 2016. Well, another T20 World Cup and another player of the tournament tag for Virat. While Rohit starts off with a fabulous form in tests and sits out most of the year with an injury. You see the pattern here.
Rohit Sharma was really injured. Like, sometimes I forget how much and how many injuries Rohit went through in the first half of his career. Shit. Everything happens for a reason though, because if he didn't get injured all the time, he might have played really bad, and maybe today he wouldn't be in any format. So everything happens for a reason, ladies and gentlemen.
You're right. One guy wins the IPL and then quickly gets injured, while the other tops the batting chart but fails to win the big one. And still, there is absolutely no murmur of anything going on between those two. It seemed like both the players lived in their own world, coming together to bring series after series to India. But then came 2017, where those worlds were about to collide.
Really?
The T20 and ODI captaincy went to Virat.
Yeah.
Many people quipped, isn't Rohit the more accomplished captain, at least in T20? So shouldn't he get the T20 captaincy? But not many people were keen on seeing the white ball captaincy split up.
Yeah.
And Rohit's injury being an all-weather issue, the captaincy went to the recognized successor.
Great
But the
decision.
world imploding was not done yet. Till this point, rumors were rife that things were not right between the coach
Of small things between coach Anil Kumble and Virat Kohli.
Anil Kumble and the test captain Virat Kohli.
Really?
And in the first ICC tournament that they faced, they lost to Pakistan in the final.
Wow.
Kumble sent in his resignation just a few days later.
Woo!
And for the first time,
Shit.
what was mostly a love affair between Virat Kohli and the media fractured. Consensus was Virat had practically pushed Kumble from the coach's position, angering a lot of BCCI senior officials in the process.
Yeah.
Virat's stellar image was damaged, egos were bruised, and enemies made. But what's done was done. Virat was at the driving seat and he drove his way to scoring the third most runs by a player in a year.
Wow. I mean, third. Look at the names on this list. Kumar Sangakkara, Ponting. I mean, Virat himself. Kane Williamson, 80. Oh, Angelo. Is that Angelo Matthews, I assume? Ponting, Dravid, Sangakkara, Kohli, Ganguly. That's interesting. Joe Root, Dilshan. Look how many times Kohli's on this list. Holy moly. No Steve Smith on this list. A bit disappointing. No Warner either. That's a little bit disappointing. How many runs? Fucking hell. 2,860. That is... that is a lot of runs in 1 year.
Ever.
Shit.
And Rohit on his end kept the pattern alive and well, taking an IPL and getting a knee injury.
Yeah,
Still, this IPL, the third one in 6 years, had left its mark. He was given the vice captaincy for the Champions Trophy, and soon in December, with Virat rested, got his chance at the wheel. He won the tour, had a mediocre South African tour after, and then was dropped. Now people would talk even if a vice captain is dropped.
Wow.
But in the background of the Kumble debacle to a series-winning stand-in captain, you know how this looked, right?
Yeah.
Accusations fell like rain, mostly
Neither Road or Rain included, leaving everyone sad. Where's Richard? Yeah.
that Virat had dropped Rohit to avoid competition for his captaincy. Now let's get this very straight. There is not an iota of proof for this statement. Furthermore, it's not clear whether it was done by the board or by Virat. But more than anything else, this speaks to a broader issue with the styles of captaincy.
Yeah.
Virat, having made tougher with the struggle and competition that he had to face, made him a highly results-oriented person. He strongly believes in picking the best lineup for a match at hand.
Cool, Dave.
Consistency, reputations, and sometimes even form doesn't matter. Basically, he likes picking horses for courses. In his own words, we are not thinking whether someone's career is on the line or what is going to happen in the future. I don't speak to guys like assuring them that their careers are not on the line. That, as I said, is quite a bizarre thought to have. Virat won't hold your hand. He won't make things easy for you. If you help him win, you are in. If not, you are out.
You're out.
Rohit, on the other hand, having himself have gone through a rough patch, is a big believer in giving players extended runs.
Yeah, true. And that's a bit like Dhoni. As I spoke in the first part, Dhoni gave Virat and especially Rohit Sharma so many opportunities after poor form. Just gave them back to them both in, and now they're two of the greatest players in the world. So we've all got MS Dhoni to thank.
He would rather believe in the potential than the form. He famously said, "I want to give my players the assurance that they will be playing all the games." That's how you make players. So, we have two desperately different styles of captaincy, and let's get this very clear.
He still believes
there is
in
nothing
brutal.
wrong in either styles of captaincy. Virat's style may look cruel and rude, but a decade of Australian dominance is a testament that this...
Oh, there's my dad. I was actually crazy. I was actually at this photo. I didn't take the photo, but like I was behind the cameraman. I think you can see me in the reflection of the trophy. I think I'm there somewhere. Yeah, Dad took me along and I said, "Look, mate, don't really want to come, but sure, I'll meet the boys again, you know. I'll ask Ricky when my Cricket Australia contract's coming through." Didn't get one, still don't got one, but yeah, I was actually there. It's crazy.
approach works. On the other hand, even Rohit's method worked. Case in point, Dhoni. In the end, this is just two people with two vastly contrasting personalities having had two very different journeys that developed two unique styles of captaincy. But the consequences of both are plain to see. Rohit will sometimes lose matches when a player he trusts in goes through a slump. And Virat, well, he will be blamed for everything from bias to competition to incompetence anytime he drops a player.
Yeah, I know.
Now, this is not to say that there is no politics involved. Come on, this is the BCCI. For sure, there is politics involved. But in this case, most of the things being said were just speculation. So rather than speculation, here is the fact. The repeated rejections for the test teams were getting to Rohit. This time, after being dropped again from the test side, he tweeted, "The sun will rise again tomorrow."
Facts.
And not only did it rise, but it became a scorching Mumbai heat. First he won the Asia Cup as the captain, then he stuck centuries in consecutive series.
Nice.
And then, in the upcoming IPL, he became the captain with the most IPL wins. Yup, the sun was blistery hot in those few months. But in the social media argument that was sure to follow, there was one statement from Rohit which was catching fire. In a press conference last year after the Asia Cup win, he answered a media query with, "I am ready to step in as captain if the situation presents itself." Now this can be taken as a statement of stepping in whenever his team needs him, or this can be taken as his intention of being willing to take over the captaincy from Virat. Just guess, which one did the social media latch onto?
Yeah,
But
they went with, he doesn't like Virat, he wants Virat out. Like, no, he just answered a question. That's what pisses me off sometimes about journalists and media. Like, they love to take one little statement, one word, and just emphasize it and make it sound so much worse.
more to the point, the entire argument against Virat can be boiled down to 4-0.
Yeah.
Yes,
Whoa.
Virat had the highest winning percentage of any Indian captains at the time. But it is a well-held belief. A captain is known by the trophies he wins.
Yeah.
And Virat had failed to win a single trophy. Hence, once a media favourite was now being openly targeted by the same media. Still, Virat had the upcoming World Cup. Not only were we fielding arguably the strongest all-round side India has ever had,
Yeah.
but coming into the World Cup, both Virat and Rohit had pristine form.
Yeah.
Virat carried on with that form in the World Cup, scoring at an average of 55.38, but Rohit was in the form of his life. 5 centuries in 8 matches in a World Cup. 5! The World Cup was ours, for sure. And then the semi-finals happened. What are the chances that two players in prime form both get out for one in a knockout match?
Yeah.
We lost the match. Dhoni had left the ground crying, and India was in shock. As you can guess, there was a lot of anger and a lot of blame to go around. Virat blamed the bowlers, apparently going ham on them after the loss. Rohit, on the other hand, blamed the batsmen for not being able to pace the innings properly. Further reports came in that Dhoni batting on number 7 position had become a point of contention between those two. There was even a heated flare-up between those two at a point. And then came the official confirmation. India's bowling coach Virat-Rohit admitted that certain players were working as a unit. In other words, the Indian team was fractured. Now if you ask me, the argument that happened can just be boiled down to two people being passionate about their game at the top of their career, heartbroken at the loss, and just lashing out. But the fact remains that the Indian team was divided. One decision by Ponting just 5 matches into his MI captaincy had somehow led to this point. The Indian team, arguably the best side in the world, had divided into camps where each side was struggling to get their voice heard. But they were soon to face a situation unknown even to the world till now. A situation where they would have to sit in one room, where they would have to talk to each other. Yup, the isolation bubble was coming, where the entire team would be trapped in one floor.
And now, obviously the video hasn't just finished, but I assume the next part to this, part 3, is going to be about the series against Australia, which I obviously will react to. It will be very hard to watch.
Of one hotel for months to come. That and the rest of the story will be covered in our third part. I promise I wasn't expecting to make a third part of this video, but there is just so much to cover.
There really
so
is.
I hope you like this video. Do give me your criticisms in the comments. It helps me a lot in constructing the next part of the video. Thank you for watching this video.
Hey, absolutely zero criticism to this guy. Original link, of course, in the description. If you haven't, go and subscribe to this man. He's an absolute legend. He has so many good videos that I'm going to react to. He speaks incredibly well. His videos put together are incredible. Yeah, good stuff. I love this stuff. And these are probably my favorite videos, not just to react to, but just to watch. Like, they're like mini Netflix documentary series, which is so cool. Now, obviously, he can't show like BCCI clips, like he can't show in-game footage because the BCCI is absolutely doesn't have that. They don't let you show even more than 5 seconds of any sort of clip. But hey, shout out to this guy, incredible. Part 3, I'm sure he's going to talk about the incredible series win against Australia, which I'm looking very forward to it. You know what? Oh well, shit happens. Great win. I can relive it once more, I guess. But hey, that is going to cap it off, guys. Subscribe if you're new, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.